In the hidden landscapes of human potential, there exists a delicate threshold between ordinary thinking and extraordinary brilliance. Imagine for a moment the intricate pathways of the human mind, where seemingly insignificant habits transform into powerful catalysts of intellectual evolution. We stand at the precipice of understanding how certain unconventional behaviors unlock the most profound chambers of human intelligence, revealing a secret language of genius that whispers just beyond the reach of conventional perception. The human brain is not a static organ but a dynamic, ever-changing landscape of neural connections and potential. What separates extraordinary minds from the ordinary is not some mystical genetic predisposition, but a series of deliberate, often overlooked habits that reshape the very architecture of cognitive processing. These are not the grand, sweeping gestures of intellectual prowess, but the quiet, almost imperceptible rituals that slowly carve new pathways of thinking, transforming the mundane into the extraordinary. Consider the moments of apparent distraction that punctuate the lives of truly brilliant minds. Where others see randomness, genius sees connection. The seemingly scattered thought process is actually a complex web of neural networking, where ideas dance and intersect in ways that defy linear logic. It is in these moments of apparent chaos that the most revolutionary thoughts are born, emerging from the intricate dance of synapses and subconscious associations. Psychological research has long been fascinated by the subtle markers of exceptional intelligence. But what if intelligence is not a fixed trait, but a malleable landscape that can be consciously cultivated? The habits of genius are not about superhuman capabilities, but about creating an internal environment where creativity, insight, and profound understanding can flourish. They are the small, almost invisible choices that gradually reshape the mind's potential. Some of the most brilliant minds in history have exhibited behaviors that might seem peculiar or even counterintuitive to the average observer. Albert Einstein was known for his long walks, allowing his mind to wander freely. Steve Jobs practiced intensive periods of focused meditation. These are not mere coincidences, but deliberate strategies of cognitive optimization that allow the brain to transcend its typical limitations. The human capacity for transformation is infinitely more profound than we typically acknowledge. Intelligence is not a destination, but a continuous journey of neural plasticity and conscious evolution. Each habit, each moment of intentional reflection, becomes a chisel that sculpts the mind's potential. We are not bound by the intelligence we are born with, but by the intelligence we choose to cultivate. If these words feel like they're pulling something inside you, let yourself respond gently, perhaps with a like or a quiet moment shared below. And if this journey resonates, stay with us. Your path to understanding the secret language of genius has only just begun, and every step is an invitation to explore the uncharted territories of your own extraordinary potential. The genius mind operates on a different frequency, attuned to patterns and connections that remain invisible to most. It is a state of being that transcends traditional understanding of intelligence, rooted in a deep, almost mystical relationship with curiosity and self-awareness. These habits are not about academic achievement or standardized test scores, but about a fundamental approach to experiencing and interpreting the world. Imagine intelligence as a living, breathing ecosystem within your mind. Each habit is like a carefully placed seed, capable of growing into a complex network of understanding. The most powerful of these seeds are often the most subtle, moments of deliberate pause, of allowing thoughts to flow without judgment, of embracing uncertainty as a gateway to profound insight. Psychological research reveals that genius is less about innate ability and more about cultivating a specific mindset. It is about creating internal conditions that allow creativity, intuition, and analytical thinking to coexist and interact in harmonious complexity. The brain is not a machine to be programmed, but a living landscape to be nurtured and explored. These habits of genius challenge our fundamental understanding of human potential. They invite us to see intelligence not as a fixed trait, but as a dynamic, ever-evolving capacity that can be consciously developed. Each small ritual, Each moment of intentional reflection becomes a powerful tool of transformation, reshaping the very neural architecture of our minds. The journey to understanding these habits is not about achieving perfection, but about embracing a continuous process of growth and self-discovery. It is an invitation to see yourself not as you are, but as you could be, a being of infinite potential, capable of transcending the limitations that society and conditioning have imposed upon you. As we delve deeper into the intricate world of genius-level thinking, we uncover a profound truth. Extraordinary intelligence is not a singular trait, but a complex interplay of cognitive strategies, emotional intelligence, and intentional behavioral patterns. The most remarkable minds do not simply think differently. They engage with the world through a unique lens of perception that transforms ordinary experience into extraordinary insight. Neuroscience has begun to unravel the mysterious connections between seemingly random habits and exceptional cognitive performance. These are not magical abilities, but carefully cultivated practices that reshape the brain's neural networks. Each deliberate choice becomes a brushstroke in the masterpiece of intellectual development, creating pathways of thought that transcend conventional understanding. The human brain possesses an extraordinary capacity for adaptation and transformation. What appears as a simple habit can be a powerful mechanism of cognitive restructuring. Imagine your mind as a vast, unexplored territory, where each intentional practice is a tool for excavation, uncovering hidden layers of potential that lie dormant beneath the surface of everyday consciousness. Consider the power of intentional discomfort, a habit shared by many extraordinary minds. The most brilliant individuals actively seek out experiences that challenge their existing understanding, deliberately placing themselves in situations that force cognitive flexibility. This is not about suffering, but about creating a mental environment where growth becomes inevitable, where comfort is recognized as the enemy of intellectual evolution. The rhythm of genius is not a constant state of intense concentration, but a delicate dance between focused intensity and deliberate relaxation. Many of the world's most innovative thinkers integrate seemingly contradictory practices, moments of extreme mental focus followed by periods of complete mental surrender. This is not weakness, but a sophisticated strategy of cognitive renewal and creative insight. Psychological research reveals that the most exceptional minds maintain a childlike sense of wonder, a quality that becomes increasingly rare in adulthood. They approach the world with an insatiable curiosity, refusing to accept limitations imposed by previous knowledge. Each experience becomes an opportunity for learning, each moment a potential gateway to revolutionary understanding. If this reflection echoes something you've carried silently, you are not alone. Feel free to leave your thoughts or simply be here with us. And if you wish, subscribe and return when the path calls again. Your journey of intellectual transformation is a collective exploration, a shared adventure of human potential. The habits of genius extend far beyond traditional notions of intelligence. They are intricate psychological strategies that engage the entire spectrum of human experience. Emotional intelligence, creative thinking, and analytical prowess intertwine in a complex dance that defies simple categorization. These are not skills to be learned, but states of being to be cultivated. Observe the intricate relationship between seemingly unrelated practices. A genius-level mind might engage in practices that appear completely disconnected. Intense physical exercise, meditation, random artistic exploration, deep philosophical reading. Yet these are not disparate activities, but carefully integrated strategies of cognitive optimization. The brain thrives on diversity of experience. Each unique input becomes a potential catalyst for revolutionary thinking. The most exceptional minds are not those that specialize in a single domain, but those that create intricate connections across multiple fields of understanding. Interdisciplinary thinking becomes a powerful tool of intellectual transformation. Neuroplasticity reveals a fundamental truth about human potential. Our brains are not fixed structures but dynamic, ever-changing landscapes of possibility. Each habit, each moment of intentional practice, becomes a chisel that reshapes our cognitive architecture. We are not bound by the intelligence we inherit, but by the intelligence we choose to cultivate. Psychological research has uncovered fascinating patterns in the minds of extraordinary achievers. They share a remarkable ability to hold seemingly contradictory ideas simultaneously, to embrace uncertainty as a space of potential rather than a threat. This is not about being smarter, but about developing a more flexible, adaptive mode of thinking. The most powerful habits of genius often appear counterintuitive. Moments of apparent distraction, periods of intense daydreaming, the ability to embrace failure as a crucial component of learning. These are not weaknesses, but sophisticated cognitive strategies. They represent a profound understanding of the mind's true potential for growth and transformation. Imagine intelligence as a living ecosystem, constantly evolving, constantly adapting. Each intentional practice becomes a seed of potential, capable of generating entire networks of understanding. The genius mind does not seek to control this ecosystem, but to create the most fertile conditions for its spontaneous, unpredictable growth. The journey of intellectual transformation is not a linear path, but a complex, multidimensional exploration. It requires a willingness to challenge existing beliefs, to sit with uncertainty, to embrace the unknown as a fundamental source of growth. This is the true habit of genius. Not a set of prescribed behaviors, but a fundamental approach to experiencing the world. Here's the third part of the script, approximately 16,000 characters. In the deepest recesses of human consciousness, there exists a profound landscape of inner conflict, a territory where the most transformative insights are born from the most intense psychological struggles. The path to genius is not a smooth, ascending journey, but a treacherous terrain of internal confrontation, where the shadows of our deepest fears and limitations become the very crucible of extraordinary potential. Imagine the human psyche as a complex ecosystem of competing narratives, where our most profound limitations are not external obstacles, but the intricate stories we tell ourselves about our own capabilities. The genius mind does not simply overcome these internal barriers. It enters into a deep, often painful dialogue with the very limitations that have defined our existence. This is the moment of true psychological alchemy, where the lead of self-doubt is transformed into the gold of unprecedented insight. The most profound intelligence emerges from our ability to confront the darkest aspects of our inner landscape. It is not about achieving a state of perpetual positivity, but about developing the courage to sit with our most uncomfortable truths. Each moment of internal resistance becomes a portal to deeper understanding, each painful reflection a gateway to expanded consciousness. Psychological research reveals that true transformation occurs at the edges of our comfort zone, in those moments when we are willing to completely deconstruct our existing understanding of ourselves. The genius mind does not seek comfort, but actively creates conditions of psychological discomfort that force radical reevaluation. This is not masochism, but a sophisticated strategy of cognitive and emotional evolution. The human brain is a masterpiece of adaptive complexity, capable of rewriting its own narrative at the deepest levels of neural programming. Our most profound limitations are not fixed traits, but adaptive strategies that once served a protective function. The journey of genius is the process of recognizing these outdated protective mechanisms and consciously choosing a more expansive mode of being. Consider the intricate dance between our deepest fears and our highest potential. Each psychological barrier is not an obstacle to be conquered, but a complex message from our inner self, a profound communication about our deepest needs and unresolved tensions. The genius mind learns to listen to these messages, to sit with the discomfort, to extract the hidden wisdom that lies beneath the surface of our conscious awareness. The most transformative insights emerge from the spaces between what we know and what we fear to know. It is in these liminal spaces that the boundaries of our existing understanding begin to dissolve, where the rigid structures of our identity become fluid, malleable, capable of radical reimagining. This is the true territory of genius. Not a place of certainty, but a state of perpetual becoming. Emotional intelligence reveals itself not through the absence of pain, but through the capacity to move through psychological complexity with grace, curiosity, and profound self-compassion. The genius mind does not seek to eliminate internal conflict, but to develop a relationship with this conflict that transforms it into a source of creative insight and personal evolution. Our most profound limitations are often disguised as our most cherished beliefs. The journey of genius requires a willingness to completely deconstruct these beliefs, to sit in the uncomfortable space of not knowing, to embrace uncertainty as the most fertile ground of potential. This is a profound act of psychological courage, a willingness to die to our existing understanding of ourselves. The human capacity for transformation is infinitely more profound than we typically acknowledge. Each moment of internal struggle becomes an opportunity for radical reimagining, each painful reflection a potential gateway to expanded consciousness. The genius mind does not resist this process, but actively creates conditions that force deep psychological exploration. Imagine intelligence as a living, breathing ecosystem of consciousness, where our deepest fears and most extraordinary potential exist in a constant state of dynamic interaction. The boundaries between limitation and possibility become increasingly permeable, revealing a more complex understanding of human potential that transcends traditional notions of intelligence. Psychological research demonstrates that our most profound breakthroughs occur not through linear progress, but through moments of complete internal dissolution. The genius mind learns to create space for these moments of radical uncertainty, to develop a relationship with the unknown that is characterized by curiosity rather than fear. The most sophisticated form of intelligence is the ability to sit with complexity, to hold multiple, seemingly contradictory truths simultaneously. This is not about achieving a state of resolution, but about developing a more expansive mode of perception that can embrace the fundamental mystery of human experience. Our internal landscape is a complex terrain of unresolved tensions, hidden potentials, and unexplored dimensions of consciousness. The genius mind does not seek to flatten this complexity, but to develop a more nuanced, compassionate relationship with the fundamental mystery of human experience. As the intricate journey of psychological transformation reaches its culmination, we stand at the threshold of a profound realization. The path to extraordinary intelligence is not a destination, but a continuous process of becoming, a delicate dance between our deepest limitations and our most expansive potential. Every moment of struggle, every instance of internal conflict, becomes a powerful catalyst for a more profound understanding of human consciousness. The transformation of the human mind is not a linear progression, but a complex, multidimensional unfolding. We are not fixed beings, but dynamic ecosystems of potential, constantly reshaping ourselves through intentional awareness and profound self-compassion. The genius mind understands that true intelligence is not about accumulating knowledge, but about developing a more fluid, adaptive relationship with the unknown. Imagine a state of being where your limitations become your greatest teachers, where every internal challenge is an invitation to expand your understanding of yourself and the world. This is not a mythical state of perfection, but a living, breathing approach to human experience that recognizes the profound intelligence inherent in our capacity for growth and transformation. The most sophisticated form of intelligence emerges from our ability to hold complexity, to embrace the fundamental uncertainty of human existence. We are not seeking to eliminate our shadows, but to develop a more nuanced, compassionate relationship with the entirety of our psychological landscape. Each moment of internal conflict becomes an opportunity for profound insight, each challenge a gateway to expanded consciousness. Psychological research reveals that our potential is not fixed, but a dynamic, ever-evolving landscape of possibility. The genius mind does not conform to external expectations, but creates its own unique pathway of understanding. It is a state of being characterized by radical curiosity, deep self-awareness, and an unwavering commitment to personal evolution. Our most profound transformations occur in the spaces between what we know and what we are afraid to know. The journey of genius is a continuous process of letting go, of releasing the rigid structures of identity that limit our potential. We are not defined by our past experiences, but by our willingness to continuously reimagine ourselves. If this story helped you see a part of yourself more clearly, leave a trace, a like, a comment, a decision to walk with us. Subscribe and let this space be part of your own healing. Your journey of transformation is a collective exploration, a shared adventure of human potential that extends far beyond individual limitation. The human brain possesses an extraordinary capacity for adaptation that defies our most fundamental understanding of intelligence. We are not passive recipients of our genetic predisposition, but active creators of our cognitive landscape. Each intentional practice, each moment of self-reflection becomes a powerful tool of neural reconstruction, reshaping the very architecture of our consciousness. Consider the profound truth that intelligence is not a fixed trait, but a living, breathing ecosystem of potential. Our most extraordinary capabilities emerge not from rigid discipline, but from a playful, curious approach to human experience. The genius mind maintains a childlike wonder, an ability to see the world with fresh eyes, to approach each moment as an opportunity for learning and growth. Psychological research demonstrates that our most profound breakthroughs occur not through external achievement, but through internal transformation. The most sophisticated form of intelligence is the ability to develop a compassionate, curious relationship with ourselves, to sit with our complexity without judgment, to embrace the fundamental mystery of human consciousness. We are standing at the edge of a profound understanding of human potential. The habits of genius are not about superhuman capabilities, but about developing a more expansive, adaptive approach to our own consciousness. Each moment becomes an opportunity for reimagining ourselves, each challenge an invitation to grow beyond our existing limitations. The journey of transformation is a collective adventure, a shared exploration of human potential that extends far beyond individual achievement. We are not isolated beings, but interconnected ecosystems of consciousness, constantly influencing and being influenced by the complex web of human experience. Imagine intelligence as a living, breathing force of creativity and potential. It is not something to be acquired, but a state of being to be cultivated. The genius mind understands that our most profound capabilities emerge not from external validation, but from a deep, internal commitment to continuous growth and self-discovery. As we conclude this exploration of extraordinary potential, we are invited to see ourselves not as we are, but as we could be. The path of genius is not about achieving a fixed state of perfection, but about developing a more fluid, adaptive relationship with our own consciousness. Each moment becomes an opportunity for transformation, each breath a chance to expand our understanding of human potential.